Good afternoon, you wee bastards, and welcome back, or welcome to, I should say, the first episode of Koality time. What an amazing joke. So this is a new series I'm starting, which is basically going to be a channel update, personal update, simple, sit and chat, you know, relax, have a little bit of a chat with you guys. Basically, mingles with jingles, crash with ash, doom time that the Orange Doom used to do. Just a simple style of video that we're going to do once a month as an update to my life, an update to the channel, and you guys can get a sense of what's going on behind the scenes. And we can just have a chat about some different topics once a month. And we're going to do this on the 17th every month. Except this one. I'm uploading this video a wee bit late because I didn't get the chance to finish recording the British light tanks video 2 days ago when I wanted to have this one out yesterday, which would have made it the 17th for you guys in America. Of course, it's the 19th for me today, which means it's the 18th for you lads in America. But how appropriate is it that my first episode of a scheduled monthly series is out late? Because I think I am infamous at this point for my upload schedule being absolute trash. Still beating Squire. Still ahead of Squire, that's we can count on that. Ahead of Orange now these days, I think, as well. Anyway, basically, I'm not going to be in all of these, by the way, lads. I'm not going to have the face cam in all of these videos every month, but I wanted to have it in this one because today's video, because I haven't really advertised that we're doing this, and it is the first in the series, I don't have any of your guys' comments to respond to, besides a few of them that are about me. So we're going to do a bit of a introduction to me. You guys can get to know me a wee bit better, because whilst I've had a few videos these days where I've had my face in the video, I never used to do that. I used to be absolutely terrified of the prospect of putting my face out there to all you lads. But I've never really put much of my personal life into my videos. I'm always saying, you know, this is the opinion, the bias that I come from, but I've never really made a personal impact on my channel. It's always been about the content, not so much about me. Now that's probably going to stay that way for 90% of my videos, but I just wanted to do the occasional video where I get a bit more personal and, you know, input myself a wee bit more into the video content so that you guys can get a sense of who's making it, if that makes sense. And I know a lot of you guys aren't going to care, and that's alright. I'm fully expecting this video to get very few views compared to my average content on YouTube, but that's okay, we can just have a bit of fun, and those of you who do actually want to know a wee bit more about me, and those of you who are interested in keeping up with me, man, I should have named this Keeping Up with Koala. Should I do that? Keeping Up with the Koalas. Is that a... I don't know. I am absolutely god-awful at these videos, and I'll get better in time. But like I said, I won't be in all of them, so I won't be having to think about actually looking at a camera and having my face out there, because I have been bloody terrified about starting this sort of content. So if it sounds like I'm a wee bit nervous, it's because I am, because I never really intended to be so out there, to put myself out there so much. It's actually quite nerve-wracking to do. And my content's always been just that, my content. It's separate from me and my life, and for me to put myself out there is very... it's stressful. And hopefully it's going to turn out well, and if it does, it'll be quite nice. If this video gets like 75 views and 50 dislikes, then I might not do another one next month. But if you guys enjoy, please do let me know. And basically, I want to do from now on, and of course I don't have any of your guys' comments to respond to yet, like I think I already said. You guys can tell how crap I am at making videos when I haven't scripted anything. But I don't have comments of you guys to respond to, questions you've asked me, but if you want to ask me anything for next month, whether that be anything about me, anything about War Thunder, anything about other games, anything about any other topic you want to hear me talk about, then every month we can basically do what Mingles with Jingles is, and just have a bit of a chat, have a little bit of discussion about whatever topic you guys want to hear me talk about, and you guys can ask me any questions that I'll answer during the video, kind of addressing your guys' comments. And yeah, that should be fun. But for now, I want to do basically an introduction to me personally, and answer the age-old question, why am I the Scottish Koala? What is the Scottish koala? Because as far as most of us know, koalas are Australian. They're from the land down under, which is about as far away from Scotland as you could possibly be. So where does the name come from? Well, as you might be able to have told by my accent, I'm from Scotland. Actually, contrary to what I've said in the past, because I was trying to keep it simple for you lads and not go delving too deep into my own personal life, I actually wasn't born in Scotland. I was born in England. My mum moved down there when she was pregnant with me to be closer to her family, who had all, my family hadn't lived in Scotland for a very long time. Only my immediate family, but all the rest of my family haven't actually been in Scotland for quite a while. We moved back to Scotland soon after I was born. Lived in a place called Ayr in Scotland, which is right on the west coast of Scotland. Really beautiful place. I've been back there a couple of times. Really miss it. And since I was about 5 years old, we've actually lived out in Australia. My mum moved down here to marry my stepfather. So I've lived in Australia for a very long time, and you might have been able to tell comparing me to some of the few other Scottish people you might have seen on YouTube or on Twitch. For example, like Oddboz, What Under Streamer on Twitch. If you're not subscribed to him, following him on Twitch, you definitely should go check him out. Someone like, I don't know, Jack Scott, who's one of Fly's friends. Scott Manley, who's an extremely large YouTuber, which you've probably all seen before. Compared to those guys, my accent is a wee bit watered down, because I've lived in Australia for over 15 years. That's something I can say, addressing one of your guys' comments. I completely forgot who asked me this, which is terrible of me, but someone asked how old I am. I am 22 years old as of last month. I turned 22 on the 25th of May. And I did a special birthday live stream, so thank you to everyone who jumped in for that. But I haven't been live streaming recently because living in Australia, especially living in South Australia where I live, which is about the most nothing place in the universe, there is nothing here. There is shit all in this state of a very backwater country in the first place. My internet is fucking terrible. It is so awful. And I've actually not been live streaming recently because it seems to have gotten even worse. And this happens occasionally. It's like the internet goes through a dead spot at a certain time of the year. I think it was about this time last year that I stopped streaming. I was streaming regularly 3 times a week around this time last year and then stopped. So maybe it's a certain time of year that the internet just goes to shit. I would like to get back into live streaming. I just don't have the money to upgrade my PC to the point where I can offset how awful my internet is and to actually upload a decent quality stream, which is why my streams never went anywhere. Even though I've got 20,000 subscribers now on YouTube, my Twitch streams were made up of like 40 people, so that's tiny for I guess a content producer as big as I am on YouTube, which I'm not that big, but to only have 30 to 40 regular viewers on Twitch is a wee bit disheartening, and I think it would be a lot better if I could improve my Twitch streams quality wise, but I don't have the funds to do that yet. It would require me to basically completely rebuild my PC. I've got a good CPU, but right now I have to encode on the CPU because my graphics card is shit, and my power supply can't handle me getting a better graphics card, so I'd first need to upgrade that. I don't have the money to do that right now. And streaming from my CPU, uploading and encoding on my CPU is a really bad idea because I only have an i5. But enough about that, because I've gone completely rambling off on a tangent about PC specs, which if you want to know my PC specs, they are all on Twitch, so there'll be a link in the video description below. I am so awful at doing videos like this. To my Twitch channel, which in the description you can see all of the PC specs that I'm currently running with, if you're interested in that. I do hope to upgrade as soon as possible, as soon as I get a good amount of money. That will be first on the list, which hopefully should be soon. Depends on how much. So if you guys want to support me, which I'm not asking you to support me, but if you happen to want to throw some money at me, just know that it would be amazingly appreciated and would help me, improve the quality of my stuff here on the internet. Now, I don't want to go too in-depth into my own life. I don't want to make this all about just me personally. So I'll basically say that my trip through school was not that pleasant. I went to a bit of a shady school for primary school, and then high school was not bad. not bad. I did alright. I was a wee bit of a nerd, and as such, I didn't really have too many popular friends, if that makes sense. I wasn't the most popular kid in school. And the thing was, I think the only thing I knew how to do well was be a nerd, and sometimes I didn't always actually know what I was talking about. And I still have that problem sometimes. I think I've gotten a lot better in recent months at making sure my content is all correct. And I still make mistakes, and you guys are always happy to correct me, which is good to see, but yeah, I think I've gotten a lot better at that type of thing. Anyway, what I want to do now is talk about my channel, because I started my channel late in 2017, and this is not my first rodeo. I started a YouTube channel back in 2014. That was the first time I'd started a YouTube channel, and it was for music. I used to make like electronic music, absolutely god-awful quality. I think I removed the videos. And then a wee bit later I started doing basically vlogs. I thought I was going to become a famous internet sensation overnight. I had viral videos. I was a child at the time. I was still not out of high school yet, and really had no idea what I was doing. I think at most I had about 40 subscribers on that YouTube channel, and then gave up after a few videos. I think I made like 4 vlogs and then a whole bunch of music before that, which never went anywhere. It had like 30 views, which is probably just me refreshing the channel all the time. And then in 2015, 16, either one, I started another YouTube channel, which was the first time I'd covered video gaming, and specifically War Thunder as well. And that channel never really went anywhere. I think at most I had about 120 subscribers on that channel. And it was October 2017. September or October? September, I think. 2017, when I started theScottishKoala. Now, YouTube was always going to be something I wanted to build into a potential career one day. That was always the plan right from the off. It was never just a random hobby. I always took it, even when I only had 50 subscribers, I took it very seriously, and that the idea of this would be my passion and my career one day, if I could build it to that point, which I think we're just about there right now. You need around 30,000 subscribers to make a living out of YouTube if you're uploading most days, and you know, at least a good 3 or 4 times a week. So we're almost there. We're at around 21,500 subscribers right now, I believe. I haven't actually checked in a couple of days, but yeah, I think that's around the level we're at now. We're almost there. I'm actually making a decent income out of YouTube right now, enough to keep me on my feet, keep me fed for a while. But soon it's going to be a real viable career, and that was always the plan for my YouTube channel. I never did it just for the hell of it, because I absolutely adore YouTube, and I loved the idea of being a YouTuber. Not because it's easy, mind. It's definitely not. If you guys are thinking, you know, become a YouTuber because you can get famous really easily and have viral videos and make shit tons of money really easily just by playing video games and screaming at a camera. Fly? No, I shouldn't say that. I'll edit that bit out. No, nothing against Fly. I absolutely love Fly. Don't do YouTube if that's what you're thinking, because it is bloody hard work. It is horrifically hard work. But I always assumed that one day, you know, I would keep at this. I would persist with this until it became a career. Basically, I loved the idea of YouTube because it was a very self-made success. And I'm a very ambitious person. I always wanted to be, you know, more than just someone who works in an office 8 hours a day, comes home, watches TV for 5 hours, and then falls asleep only to do it all again, and maybe get some reprieve on the weekends. That was never going to be my life. I always wanted a wee bit more out of life than that. So I always thought YouTube was going to be a great idea for me if I could make it work, which, lo and behold, these days I am. Luckily enough, insanely enough, I am absolutely thrilled with the progress of the channel recently, which I have to thank all of you lads for. Anyone who is watching this video, you're the real MVPs. But one of the original, in fact, the first YouTuber I watched regularly, I came back daily to watch their new content, I subscribed to them, it was my first subscription on YouTube, and that was Social Dissonance, who used to cover Monster Hunter. If you guys saw, a few days ago, I uploaded the War Thunder map tier lists, where I talked about the levels, the tiers, why they were coloured the way they are. They were the levels of sharpness from your weapons in Monster Hunter. And the reason for that is because Monster Hunter Tri on the Nintendo Wii was the first proper video game that I ever played, and the first, I guess, guy I subscribed to on YouTube was Social Dissonance, who covered Monster Hunter Tri, and I watched those videos all the time, and he was, you know, I haven't watched him in years, but I always used to play that game, watch videos, go back to play the game, and it kind of got me into YouTube. And it certainly got me into thinking, hell, I want to do this. I definitely want to do this. So I gave it a try a few times with a few older channels, which I'm not going to link you guys to because they're god-awful, and I think most of them have the videos removed. But I always took YouTube very seriously as a potential career. It was never just me screwing around on the internet thinking maybe 20 people will watch. I always treated it as a business that would grow and become a career for me. So I thank you guys for bringing me to where I am. And that's kind of the history of me leading up to this channel. When I started the channel, I started with an F2H Banshee kill montage. The main reason I picked the Banshee was because it's a almost universally hated American aircraft, but I always really thought it was pretty good. And I basically burst onto the War Thunder YouTube scene with a kill montage in an 8.0 jet, which got a couple of hundred views. First video got a couple of hundred views, that was really nice. And then I started doing videos more along the style of the Orange Doom, who was probably my favourite War Thunder YouTuber back then, back when I first got started, end of 2017, before he got all edgy. Well, I mean, he was a wee bit edgy, and he was always a wee bit edgy, but I think that's kind of part of his character. I know Orange is a very controversial War Thunder YouTuber, but I loved him. I loved his content, and I really have tremendous respect for him. I think his ego boy nature is very much a character, and none of us YouTubers are the same way in real life that we are on YouTube. So I think that's kind of a character. I started doing content that was more along the lines of his content, and then I started doing live gameplays the way Fly does, where I'd talk about the vehicle in the hangar, then go into a couple of games, and basically screw around and see what happened. But I never really knew where the channel was going. I was just trying things out to see what worked best, and doing tutorial-style videos, gameplay, you know, post-commentary, gameplay reviews the way Orange did was doing alright. Doing gameplays the way that Fly did was doing alright. And I got to about 300 subscribers in, I think, around March last year. I had around 300 subscribers. And then the M1 Abrams was announced, and I happened to have the night off, and I thought I'd talk about the dev blog that was the M1 Abrams. No one was home at the time, my family weren't home, so I basically had all night to make content where I never had to worry about people being asleep, so I couldn't say anything because I'd disturb them. So I quickly wrote up a script, talked a wee bit about the history of the tank, a wee bit about its capabilities, some of the things I expected from it, and made that video on the M1 Abrams. Woke up the next morning, and it had 1,000 views. This was one of, I think, 4 videos at that time that had over 1,000 views on my channel. And I'd made probably 60 videos by this point. I was thrilled. I was absolutely amazed that it was so successful so quickly, and then I did the T64B video a day later, and that got 4,000 views in only 2 days. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was absolutely thrilled. I was finally doing something that was being really successful. But that basically started me on War Thunder news content, and that's where my channel has absolutely thrived in recent months, covering updates, covering, you know, the different news topics. I just nudged my microphone, so sorry if you heard that. But basically talking about the game from an outside perspective, if that makes sense. Rather than covering gameplay or doing tutorials or anything like that, I'd talk about the news, the new vehicles, expectations, and then I started doing things like potential additions, talking about, you know, the corrections and suggestions for top tier series. And that's where my channel absolutely blew up. I can remember at one point we were the fastest growing War Thunder channel on the internet, which was absolutely amazing. And these days I'm not doing too badly, but I think there's certainly a few content creators who have completely shot past me, and so they should, rightfully so. You know, there's some really fantastic content creators in this community. Pandra's an absolutely phenomenal lad. fantastic War Thunder YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to him, what the hell are you doing with your life? Because that man should work as a professional, director, producer, movie producer, because that man has talent. But anyway, that's basically where the channel is. I can remember being the fastest growing War Thunder YouTube channel and finally getting some real recognition on YouTube was absolutely thrilling to me, and really let me know that, hey, maybe I could do this for a living. Just maybe we can make a career out of this and keep doing this forever, which I really want to do. I absolutely love doing YouTube. So that brings us to about now, and I want to talk at the end of this video, at the end of this first episode of Koality Time, I want to talk a bit about an update for the channel, what you can expect to see from the channel in the future, because I've recently been doing a lot more, well, when I say a lot more, like 2 or 3 videos, real-life military hardware, military technology, and they've been doing amazingly. The M1 Abrams combat identification panel video has almost 100,000 views right now, which is absolutely insane. I never thought it would be that successful, especially seeing as it's not War Thunder related. It was basically completely unrelated to War Thunder, and I'd done content in the past that was unrelated to War Thunder, different video games, and even a couple of real life videos. I went to a military demonstration, had a poke around a Lav 25, put that up, but that was never, I think that only got about 2,000 views, maybe 1,200 views or something like that. But for the success of a video like the M1 Abrams CIP video, really got me thinking, maybe I should transition into doing this content a wee bit more regularly. Be, I don't know, a bit more like Scott Manley, Maximus, who I did a collaboration with late last year, which was hugely successful for the channel, brought in around 3,000 new subscribers. So that's something you can expect to see a lot more of on the channel in the future. We're going to be covering, tomorrow I'm going to do a video on the K2 Black Panther, popular request for me to actually talk about that tank. Completely unrelated to War Thunder, so if you're coming to that video thinking it's been announced to be added to War Thunder, no it hasn't, not even close. That tank is way too capable to be in the game just yet. It's like an M1A2C, like a Leopard 2A6. It's absolutely fantastic, that vehicle. But we're going to be doing a lot more of that style of video along those lines of content. And I've also been doing a lot more regular World of Warships content, and very soon we are also going to be starting to cover World of Tanks as well, which I know a lot of people on this channel will find very controversial, but I've always seen World of Tanks as not a competitor to War Thunder at all. It's a very different style of game, and I've been really enjoying World of Tanks recently, so we're going to be covering that on the channel quite soon. But then we're going to be doing some of these videos every month, and I want to, next time, respond to some of your guys' comments. So if you have any questions for me, any topics you'd like me to talk about in a Koality Time podcast type video next month, do let me know. Comment questions, all of that. I will address your guys' questions and comments in the next video in the series, which will be hopefully out on the 17th of next month. But for now, I think I'm going to leave it here. So as always, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. I'm guessing that everybody seeing this will already be subscribed to the channel. And I'll basically finish off by saying thank you guys for all your support. Make sure you come follow me on social media, because I'm always posting shit posting on Twitter. And look, have a good one. Thank you lads for watching this video. Let me know what you thought of it, because I've been incredibly nervous about uploading a video like this. But I think it's nice for those of you who do care to be able to get a window into the person making the content behind the scenes, behind the PC, behind the gameplay that you're seeing, and behind the content that you guys have obviously been enjoying recently, which I really hope you have. Anyway, lads, thanks for watching this video. Once again, have a good day. Remember, keep your bagpipes to hand, keep your kilt on, and I shall see you in the next one. I say a wee thank you to these lads for supporting me on Patreon. Captain Thubar, DA261, Gisli Gadarsson, and Dark Recon. You lads are bra. If you wish to join them, come check out the link in the description below.